大家今日咧就繼續留意下咧，我哋嘅立法會有咩事情發生咁啊？因為啱啱完咗呢一個黃金週咧，所以我都未講英文嘅。咁啊，當然其實我哋就要歡迎阿韋漢忠啦。Welcome，
早晨，早晨 ，Vincent。
You just told me your Chinese name. I never
heard
your
my Chinese name. No.
I just remember that it's the Golden Week.
Yeah.
Lots of mainlanders coming to Hong Kong.
Oh yes, yeah.
Then I realized that maybe we should start off in Chinese. And
Wait.
then I remember that I didn't know your Chinese name.
Ah, okay.
Do you know how to say it in Cantonese?
I know it meant Wei Han Zhong, but I'm atonal, completely atonal. So after 17 years, I still can't get the tones right. Yeah. But because I can't sing, I can't. I talk, I don't sing.
Wei Han Zhong.
Wei Han Zhong.
Okay.
So
So Han is the Han Dynasty, right?
Han Ren, yeah. Han Ren the Han.
And Zhong is loyalty.
忠心的忠.
So you are loyal Chinese. That's your name.
Yes, loyal. Well, absolutely. My wife helped pick the name, and she is Chinese. So loyal to one Han Ren in particular.
Loyal to that particular.
Oh yes,
Chinese.
yes, and of course her little clan. Yeah.
All right.
So
So that's the word of today.
It can be. You get to make the pick. It's your show.
What's the news for today?
Okay, what we're talking
happened
about
this
today.
week?
Of course, we're always forward-looking.
Yep.
And Harbour Times. See, I can't even say the name of my own paper, right, with the tones. Gumpo came out on Friday every 2 weeks, and we're doing a 7-part series on something that everybody in Hong Kong should be keeping an eye on. And what it is what's happening in the 77 enclaves in our country parks. Now people are starting to talk about developing our country parks. Paul Chan has kind of floated the idea, and I think he's done that to see how much support there is for either developing or for protecting the parks. Over the weekend, the former police chief, now head of the Country and Marine Parks Board, came out and said, he signed a pledge to defend the parks at any means. Well, this place, Hoi Ha,
Yes.
this is going to be it. We got some pictures of it there for you. As you can see, it's a little village nestled in a valley. It's way, way out there. You got to go to the Sai Kung Country Park and then go all the way down. It's called Hoi Hua Road. It's way out there, but it's this beautiful little village. And right now, it's got 7 weeks. There is what's called an OZP, Outline Zoning Plan.
Outline Zoning Plan. Yep.
Okay, you know the stuff, and it's in place right now. And this came after, make a long story short, 3 years ago, people started showing up in Tokyo, marketing a new luxury development by the sea in Hoi Ha. And somebody somehow picked up on the fact that there was this thing going on in Japan, and it got back to the people who live there, and they went, what the heck's going on? And it turned out that all the indigenous sons, because they're so committed to the land, had sold it to developers who were then going to build luxury housing. So then, of course, everybody got up in arms. The government has something called the DPA that basically says 3 years, we'll wait and hear from everybody, and then they have a 3-year time limit, and then they have to put out an OZP, which says what they're going to do. Develop, don't develop, marine park.
I'm glad you brought this up, because I think this is a big issue. Back in, again, the past administration.
Oh, yeah.
I think Edward Yao, when he was the head of the Environment Bureau, did concern this a lot. I'm not sure what is the government going to do for this one.
Well, yeah, it's this one, but there are 77 of these enclaves that are in the country parks, but not exactly part of them. So they're not protected. They could be zoned, and developers are quietly moving in and picking them off one by one. And, Titan was one that the battle was lost for that, and now there's all kinds of crazy buildings.
So how many of them?
77.
77.
It's a lot. And, the question is, do people in Hong Kong value this? Do we want to go Singapore and just bleh over the whole city, right? Or do we want to protect our country parks?
Okay.
And people kind of fuzzy, protect the country park. But if they don't protect these things as they get picked off one by one, they'll lose it piecemeal.
All right, so I'll pick that word then. There are 77...
Enclaves.
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 Enclave is the key word for today.
Yeah.
So remember enclave?
Yeah, sounds good. Enclave is a great word. We'll come back to this one because on this one there's a 7-week time limit as to whether or not it's gonna go into the bulldozer.
Yep, and remember,
so keep an eye out.
All these enclaves are beautiful country areas.
Yeah.
And these enclaves make us proud that Hong Kong, despite a lot of development projects, we still have these beautiful places.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, these enclaves was not protected by law. They are separate, so they became opportunities for developers to just take them and ruin the countryside because these 77 enclaves are spread over different parts of the country parks.
Yeah, and
so you cannot have the country parks here, but with a lot of development. In these 77 enclaves.
Exactly.
It just feel weird.
The politics on this are ferocious, and there's so much money at stake. As well as the soul of Hong Kong. So one to watch.
There was one person who said that if you develop country parks, it's kind of like the mind cancer or like a mind humor. But seriously, I think if you let those enclaves develop, they are the real cancer. Within the country parks, they will mutate and ruin a country park.
And there's just so many ways it can go, you know, because there's talk of like kind of small scale, responsible development for the real indigenous villagers versus the indigenous villagers that live in London in a big flat with a Mercedes renting their, you know, their birthright out to whoever wants it, and then developers that want to go luxury.
So pay attention to enclave. Our work for today.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Vincent.
Thank you.